What's good, everybody? It's your boy Dracula420, finally back at it with another episode of Collect or Disconnect. And before we get started with the video, I just want to give a huge shout out and say thanks for all the love and support that you guys have been showing over the past couple weeks. Specifically, Articulated Ninja, he shouted me out on one of his recent videos when I did that Spin Masters Batwing versus the McFarlane one. So I did get a ton of subscribers from that, so I really appreciate the shout out, man, and for you showing love and whatnot. So if you're watching this Articulated Ninja, once again, thank you so much, man. It means so much to me, man, from the bottom of my heart. I never would have thought I would be on anybody's radar of that magnitude, so thank you once again, and thank you to all the new subscribers that you poured over to my channel. So welcome to Collect or Disconnect. If this is your first time watching, I hope you enjoy this video and any future content. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And as you can see from in front of me, we do have some of the NECA Universal Monster figures right here. These turtles right here, of course, are the TMNT crossover with the Universal Studio Monsters movie line, which I really am enjoying right now. So I am missing two of the four brothers right now. I'm missing the Hunchback Leonardo and the Invisible Man Donatello. Initially, I was not really a big fan of the Hunchback Leo. He is cool looking, don't get me wrong, but I just don't actually have a Hunchback figure right here. Hunchback of Notre Dame, I think is what it is. So I do have Frankenstein's monster, the Wolfman, and the Mummy from the amazing Universal Studios movies. So now I am, of course, looking to complete both of these lines right here. So we'll be picking up the Hunchback Leo and the Invisible Man Donatello. But of course, we actually do have my most anticipated figure from this Universal Monsters movie line from NECA, and this is, of course, the brand new Bela Lugosi as Dracula ultimate NECA figure right here. This is a colored version. I know there's like a Carfax Abbey black and white version. I was actually going to be picking up the black and white versions of all of these as well, but I don't really like having duplicates like that of the exact same figure. I'm saying that as a Marvel Legends collector with a bunch of Spider-Mans and Iron Mans, but I think right now I'm just going to be collecting the color versions of these, even though the black and whites are more accurate since, you know, they're from the 30s and 40s. But man, this figure right here is truly amazing. The lightness to Bela Lugosi is on point. As you can see, the bat actually fell out of his spot, but honestly, this is my most anticipated figure from like NECA right now, so kind of glad to actually have this already in the beginning of 2023. This is going to be in contention from figure of the year. I'm predicting top 10, maybe even top 5. So yeah, we have Dracula right there. And also from the TMNT Universal mashup line, we do have the Phantom of the Opera, Casey Jones as the Phantom. This thing just dropped a couple weeks ago from Target during their Target haulathon. I picked this bad boy up. He did sell out within a couple hours. This guy is honestly really badass as well. I did pre-order the actual Phantom of the Opera figure as well from Big Bad Toy Store. I believe he actually sold out within a day as well, so I guess we have a lot of Phantom fans out there. But really hyped to open this guy up, take a closer look. I haven't watched any videos about this guy at all, so really curious to see what he offers. Just from looking at him, he comes with a ton of accessories, a couple head sculpts, even a skull. He even comes with some of his hockey sticks as well, which is pretty cool. I don't know how I'm going to be displaying this guy at all, but like I said, I will be looking to pick up the other two brothers from the TMNT Universal Monsters mashup. Alrighty guys, so let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and open these two bad boys up. My most anticipated NECA releases of the year. So yeah, without further ado, let's get it cracking.
With me and reach your full potential in just under 10 days.
Alrighty guys, so we are going to be saving the best for last, aka Dracula. But this guy is equally as amazing. NECA, you can't really go wrong at all. I don't think I have a single NECA figure in my collection that I don't like. But here we have it, Casey Jones as the Phantom. And first and foremost, I absolutely love and adore these freaking boxes from NECA, specifically Universal Monster movie boxes. I have all of them. I think I keep actually all my NECA boxes just because they're so cool. And of course, you know, they have that window right there. I do see Marvel Legends going back to plastic windows. That's pretty cool. I don't really actually keep those boxes, but these boxes right here, I will always keep. And of course, you know, like the Universal Monster movie boxes all have their classic movie posters right here in the front, which I utilize for backdrops in their actual displays. So once again, these boxes are amazing. And like I said, I actually will be probably skipping the April O'Neil as Frankenstein's wife and the Splinter as Van Helsing. I won't even say I wait for a sale because NECAs don't really go on sale, but they're just not too appealing to me. I just want to get the Four Brothers if anything. So yeah, I will be picking up that Donatello right there as the Invisible Man. Really solid figure. I have seen some videos about that, so can't wait to get that guy in hand. So here we have it one last time. We have Casey Jones as a Phantom in his box. I really do love the action figure photography that NECA provides in their boxes. I also really fucking love the commercials they do for these Universal Monster figures as well. I'll see if I can put up a clip right here, but it's like all stop motion and just kind of old school, kind of nostalgic. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. I don't know when I started opening my boxes from the bottom, but it's kind of the easiest way to do it. Keeps the top all pristine and whatnot. So dang, so off the top I can instantly smell the paint on this bad boy. Giving me some PTSD from the McFarlane Scarecrow figure from a couple weeks ago. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really enjoy the smell of a freshly painted action figure. It does not smell that bad at all compared to the Scarecrow from the Dark Knight Trilogy wave. But here we have it, Casey Jones once again. Ton of accessories, ton of hands. I don't know about you guys, but I never really utilize all the extra hands that any action figures come with. I usually only like pick my favorite two and put them on the figure, and they usually stay there forever. I do have a whole box with all my accessories, all my extra hands, heads, and weapons and whatnot. Alright, so first off, we actually do have a badass cloth cape that comes in a plastic bag. I believe this is actually one of my first cloth capes I've ever had. My next one's probably going to be this Dracula, and after that it's going to be the Keaton Batman from McFarlane. I'm not really a huge fan of cloth capes. I never actually had a wire cape, but I imagine that I'd be a bigger fan of those versus just, the plain cloth. But for right now, in this instance, I do prefer the cloth over the plastic. So yeah, let's go ahead and show you guys a closer look at all the accessories that this amazing Casey Jones, aka the Phantom, comes with, and break this bad boy out of his plastic cell. Alright, so here we have the amazing Casey Jones, aka the Phantom, out of the box. And my initial reaction, I give this guy a PFS, and longtime viewers of the channel know what that means. This guy is pretty freaking sweet, and honestly I think this guy is like the most articulated NECA figure I've ever had. I've heard horror stories of NECA figures having really brittle and weak joints just snapping off, but this guy is really articulated. He can get in some really nice poses, which is to be expected for a spry guy like Casey Jones. I mean, look at this Spider-Man-esque Kung Fu pose I just put him in right now. This is honestly pretty crazy for a NECA figure, so I'm kind of happy to see their articulation stepping up and whatnot. And for the price, you get what you pay for, which is usually for NECA amazing sculpts and amazing paint. But I guess you can add amazing articulation to the mix as well. And another thing that actually surprised me is, I mean, I was just talking about this earlier. I've never actually owned a wired cape. And NECA just answered my wishes, I guess, and actually gave me my first ever wired cape right here with the Phantom's cape. It's not fully wired that I've seen, but there's still like 2 wires right here on the outside seams, which is pretty freaking amazing. I believe this guy was $36. Came with a wire fabric cape and I guess like 6 accessories and 6 alternate hands. So a total of 12 accessories, a wired cape, and a pretty amazing figure. $36, that's definitely the most bang for your buck in the mass retail action figure game, in my humble opinion. So yeah, here we have a wired freaking cape for Casey Jones, the Phantom. Alright, so next up, let's move on to the amazing accessories that this Phantom comes with. We do have, of course, Casey Jones' infamous hockey sticks right here. And I'm not really too versed in hockey at all, so I don't really know what the difference is between this and this hockey stick. I'm assuming this is probably for like a goalie or something like that, and this is a normal one. But of course, any Casey Jones figures has to have some hockey sticks, even if they're the fucking Phantom of the Opera, apparently. So amazing accessories right there. Following those, we do have some glove accessories right here. We have a brown leather right hand right here and a red leather left hand. If you look closely, they are both the exact same sculpt, left and right, but this one does have a hockey pad. Once again, I'm assuming this is like a goalie pad or something like that. But as you can see, it has been outfitted with some spikes on top and a skull and a crossbones right there as well. Pretty cool. Like I said earlier, I don't know how I'm going to be displaying this guy first final look, but we will be putting on all the accessories just so you guys can see what this Casey Jones Phantom is capable of. So here we have, again, some pretty detailed alternate gloves right here for Casey Jones. And of course, what isn't a surprise with these NECA figures is the amount of alternate hands they freaking come with. We do have a couple of open displayed hands like that, a couple of these closed weapon hands, and you get 2 sets of these. They're kind of identical, honestly. I guess one is slightly more open, but both sets are weapon holding hands, so pretty cool. Just in case you lose one set, you have a whole nother right there. So like I said, NECA always comes with a shitload of hands, so I do appreciate them doing that. All right, so next up we do have a couple of alternate head sculpts right here. We do have a skull and a Casey Jones with the mask kind of ripped off right there. Off the top, I believe this is going to be the head sculpt I go with, and I don't really know if this is actually a head sculpt or just, you know, accessory. It does have a peg for a head, so I'll go ahead and pop that bad boy up, but I think this is mostly like an accessory for him, you know, to hold and pose with. So for this broken mask Phantom head sculpt right here, it's pretty fucking sick. The detail and the paint job it has is just spectacular. This is for sure going to be the main head I use on this figure. He does have like a slight side eye going on, taking notes from McFarlane right there, which I think suits this character perfect. When I think about the Phantom of the Opera, I always see like the actual Phantom looking to the left and right anyway, so this kind of fits perfectly for the character. So yeah, let's go ahead and pop these head sculpts and accessories on and give you guys a closer look. Alrighty guys, so here we have Casey Jones in a more classic looking Phantom pose right here, holding the skull up in the air, looking pretty badass. Don't judge me on my wire cape poses. I'm still getting used to this. Like I said, this is my first time ever actually having a wired cape, so I don't really know how to utilize it just yet, but you know, give me time. I do actually see the hype for these wired capes. If you're gonna have cloth, I probably would prefer to actually have wired, just so you can put them in some more you know, extravagant poses like this. Like I said, it's not actually fully wired. I've seen, you know, like 4 or 5 wires in the whole cape to get like a truly badass flowing cape vibe going. But for right now, this is still pretty cool, my opinion. So this is making me a fan of wired capes, and maybe in the future I will be seeking out some customs for some other figures, for sure, like for some Superman McFarlane figures and whatnot. But yeah, here we have Casey Jones once again in a cool pose. All right, so here we have Casey Jones, the Phantom, with his hockey gear right here. And upon posing him with this, I've only noticed 2 small gripes. He does have some really loose wrist joints. You can see right there, kind of makes for a little action in this action figure. You can just swing that around like a helicopter. It kind of does suck a little. These hockey sticks are not that heavy, but the wrist joints are just too loose. This is only my second time swapping out the hands, so I don't know why it's actually that loose. But like I said, there is some action in this action figure for sure. And also he does have pinless arm joints, but they are unfortunately only single jointed. He can go like a little past 90, but I would have probably preferred double jointed, just to get like a cooler pose, kind of like that. But yeah, those are my only 2 gripes I've seen so far of this figure. Weak wrist joints right there, and single jointed elbows. But other than that, this guy is still pretty stellar. I will be giving you guys a montage of me posing this bad boy up with all of his accessories, all of his extra hands and whatnot. So Alrighty guys, so for my final thoughts and rating for this Casey Jones as a Phantom figure, I do give him a solid 8.5 or maybe even 9 out of 10. I'm not really too bummed out about the single jointed elbows. I can take that or leave it. But I am kind of bummed out about the really weak and loose wrist articulation that I showed you guys earlier. I mean, you put any weapon or anything in his hand and it automatically just falls to the side, which kind of sucks. It might just be on my figure only, but that's the only thing deterring him from getting a solid 10 out of 10. And like I said in the beginning, you can't really go wrong with any NECA figure from any line that they produce. You always get premium sculpting and amazing paint applications. So this one little gripe I have is not going to deter this guy from still being a really amazing figure. The wired cape and all the accessories honestly does make him for sure a solid 9 out of 10. So yeah, if you see this guy in stores at your local Target or at any other store online, for sure I recommend this guy 100%. Pick this bad boy up if you are a fan of Universal, Monsters, and even TMNT. So yeah, here we have it again. Casey Jones as a Phantom, looking pretty fucking sweet.
Indeed.
Alrighty guys, so last but not least, we do have the man of the hour, Count Dracula himself. And I believe in the beginning of the video I actually kind of mispronounced the actor's name who plays Dracula. I believe it's pronounced Bela Lugosi. So here we have it once again. Bela Lugosi as Count Dracula, looking pretty badass in his box. Now I actually did order this from AliExpress like a month ago. So I was kind of being impatient, waiting for Dracula to finally drop in stores in Target, where I usually get all my NECA figures from. So I went ahead and ordered him straight from the source, straight from China, from AliExpress. He did take about like 4 weeks to get here, and about 2 weeks after this guy was delivered, I actually saw him in store at Target. So patience is definitely a virtue. It's one of the greatest strengths us collectors have. I have yet to actually master the strength of being patient and waiting for drops. In the words of the great Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. I actually did pass on the Dracula accessory kit that comes with his coffin and a few other extra accessories for this figure. The price was a little bit too steep for me for what it's offering, and I actually saw a Amazon casket or a coffin that looks pretty good, that actually fits 7-inch figures like this. So probably going to be picking that up from Amazon and passing on the accessory kit like I said, or even making my own custom coffin. That's the only thing that's actually missing to make this Dracula complete. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this bad boy cracking and see what the Count has in store for us. So if you guys haven't ordered from AliExpress before, you get the option to actually get this without the box or with the box for like a couple extra dollars. And of course, like I said, I absolutely love these freaking Universal movie boxes right here. Here's a close-up one more time. Right here we have like all the classic scenes in the movie that he does. But yeah, like I said, I went ahead and picked up the box version. I believe it was only like $2 extra, so I actually got this for around 30 bucks. So I actually ordered this Dracula and NECA Dungeons and Dragons figure. Both of them came out to like basically $60 shipped, so it's kind of cheaper getting it from AliExpress versus getting it retail from Target. So real quick, I actually forgot to show this on the Phantom Casey Jones, but each NECA figure always comes with like a backdrop right there. So right here we actually have, I guess, like the undercroft of his castle. Right here he actually does have a traditional coffin. I don't know if this is the actual accessory kit coffin or from the actual movie. Alright, so like I said, this did come from AliExpress, so I believe if you got it without the box, it will just come with the figure itself and all the accessories, maybe like in a separate bag. So right here we have the bat just chilling outside of it. It looks like it's already been opened right there, which I'm okay with as long as everything's you know, in good condition and comes with everything. I'm totally okay with that already being previously open. Of course, we do have a ton of accessories, 2 extra head sculpts, and some classic traditional Dracula hands right there, of course. And we do have another cloth cape right here, and I don't know if this is actually going to be another wired cape. Does have some weight to it, but as we just saw with that Phantom Casey Jones, I am turning into a fan of the wired cape, so I do hope that this is a wired one as well. So yeah, this one had way more tape than the Phantom did, which makes me think this was repackaged over there in China. But here we have the cloth cape, which is pretty freaking heavy for some reason. I believe this is like a way better material than the Phantom one. I will be doing a comparison at the end of it, but it is a heavy cape that, like, I think it's going to droop over perfectly over his shoulders, but it isn't a wire which kind of sucks. But I mean, he's not really in any crazy poses where his cape's like, you know, bellowing in the wind. So it's actually pretty cool. I don't know why. It's actually super heavy. I guess it's a way better material. So I'm kind of hyped about this right there. There we have the entire cape splayed out. Pretty badass. Alrighty guys, so here we have Dracula out of the box, looking pretty freaking sweet. Freshly awakened from his good morning's rest, right out of his coffin. And he is in a more welcoming pose right here. This is the Transylvania version, like I said earlier, which means this is from the beginning of the movie when he's actually in his castle in Transylvania, welcoming Mr. Renfield to his crib. So here we have it, just the base figure itself. I will be putting on his cape right now and some other accessories, and showing you guys everything the Count is capable of. Alright, so the cape does go on pretty easy. It's just a simple collar that goes around his neck. It's not too tight, not too loose. I am kind of worried it will become loose in the future, but like I said, this material right here, this fabric, is like really heavy, so I just think the weight of the cape itself is gonna get it to stick on the body by itself. So let me kind of fix it up real quick. So boom, here we go. We have Count Dracula with his infamous cape, looking pretty fucking badass. I'm a real big fan of this cape. I know I said earlier that if I were to get a fabric cape, I wanted to be wired, but this one actually suits him quite well. Like I said, I cannot wait to put this bad boy in some pretty cool classic poses, and pose him up with all these accessories that he comes with as well. So here we have it guys, Count Dracula with his cape. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and jump into some amazing accessories that comes with this Dracula figure. And like all NECA Ultimate action figures, they come with a variety of movie accurate accessories. And right here we actually have the bat that Dracula turns into for a couple scenes when he's like flying into like the freaking doors and windows. It looks kind of goofy, just it flying in place like that. I'll see if I can put a clip up right here, but you can actually kind of like see like the wires like actually flapping the bat itself, which looks kind of goofy, but I'm glad they actually included this in the base Ultimate figure. And after that, we do have two amazing head sculpts which look pretty damn accurate to Bela Lugosi. Hope I'm saying that right. Let me know in the comments if I'm actually butchering that. But right here we have a more angry, snarling face, like that clip I showed you in the beginning of him seeing the cross and him getting all pissed off. And right here we just have a classic plain expressionless face right there, which is pretty cool. So I don't know which head I'm actually going to use. All three of them are pretty good, but right now I think I kind of do like this smiling face right here, since he's smiling a bunch in the movie. And other than that, he's actually always like stern looking like this, so it's probably going to be this one that I actually pose him in ultimately. Alright, so next up we do have a couple more movie accurate accessories. This is of course the candle that Dracula is holding in the beginning of the movie when Renfield first shows up to Transylvania and goes inside Dracula's castle, and he's like leading him up the stairs. There's a really cool scene where there's like a bunch of spider webs blocking the stairway, and Renfield looks down, and all of a sudden Dracula like goes straight through without breaking the actual cobwebs and the spider webs. So that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie right there. After that, we do have this really cool metal plate right here. I don't know exactly where this is from in the movie. Maybe it's just from the beginning when he actually shows Renfield his room and gives him the wine. And I think there's like a couple like grapes or some type of food on top. So pretty cool to have right there. It's actually kind of translucent looking at it through the light. So pretty cool plate right there. Alrighty, next up we do have some really cool movie accurate accessories. We have an open bottle of wine and two really cool wine glasses. I don't know if that's actually 100% accurate to the movie. I know in that scene where Dracula gives Renfield his glass of wine, he asks Dracula if he's going to drink with him, and Dracula responds, I never drink wine. So I don't know why there'd be two filled glasses, but still cool accessories nonetheless. And after the wine, we do have three alternate hands right here, which is a couple hands less than the Phantom Casey Jones came with. Like I said, I'm not going to use those, but in this case, I'll probably be actually using these two. These are, of course, the classic Dracula like finger poses that he always does, which is kind of funny looking in the movie. But if you want to be accurate, these are a must for sure. So really glad that NECA included these bad boys as well. Alrighty guys, so that's all the accessories that comes with this NECA Ultimate Dracula right here. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individual accessories, 7 including this cape. We have 3 alternate hands and 2 alternate head sculpts. And like I said earlier, for that Phantom Casey Jones, for $36 I believe, which is the retail for this, that's the best bang for your buck for the mass retail action figures, in my opinion. So, and off the top, I'm instantly going to give this guy a 10 out of 10. I'm still going to be posting him up with his accessories and whatnot, but just looking at him right now for the past couple minutes, he's honestly perfect. I've never actually had a Bela Lugosi Dracula figure in my collection, so this is my first. So I might be a little bit biased, but honestly, it is perfect. The freaking head sculpt for $36 is amazing. You get 3 of them, so off the bat, this is an instant pickup for me. I highly recommend this bad boy if you're a fan of vampires or Dracula. So out of all the Universal Studio monster movies, Dracula is probably my favorite movie out of the bunch. One of the first I ever watched as a kid. The Wolfman is probably a close second for sure, followed by maybe the Invisible Man and Frankenstein movie. But honestly, this guy is pretty amazing just like this in the single pose I put him in. So alright, so let's go ahead and pose this bad boy up with all of his accessories and give you guys a real quick cool posing montage, and at the end give you guys my final thoughts and opinions about this bad boy. And yeah, as the great Wu-Tang Clan says,
the best protect your neck.
Alright guys, so to wrap things up, this Dracula here is one of my favorite figures of all time, possibly my favorite NECA release of all time as well. Hope you guys enjoyed that posing montage. This guy was a lot of fun to do some action figure photography. And like I said in the beginning, this guy was an instant 10 out of 10 for me. I found nothing wrong with this figure at all. Completely pinless. Single jointed, which is okay because this guy's not going to be doing any crazy kung fu poses or whatnot. So this amazing iconic Dracula pose I have going on right here is probably going to be the craziest pose this figure is going to hit. So it's good enough for me. Like I said guys, I highly recommend this bad boy if you're a fan of Dracula and whatnot. So I did have a real fun time unboxing this Phantom of the Opera Casey Jones and this Bela Lugosi Dracula right here. Highly recommend. Also, we're only a couple subscribers away from hitting 420 subs. So if you know me, my name is OG Guap 420 of course. So hitting 420 subscribers is actually a really big milestone for me. I will be giving my Spin Master Batwing away as a prize once we hit 420 subscribers. But first I actually had to get that McFarlane Batwing in so I can do a comparison video of the two. So once I get that McFarlane Batwing in, I will be shipping out the Spin Master Batwing to one lucky winner, whoever drops a comment and of course is subscribed to the channel. So for sure stay tuned for that for a future giveaway. And on top of that, I've also heard about a leaked 89 Batman and Batmobile 2-pack. So I actually ordered 2 of the base model Batmobiles when the pre-order first dropped. If that 2-pack is actually real, I will be giving away one of those base model Batmobiles for a future giveaway. I don't know if it's going to be like 700 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, but that will be a future giveaway prize right there. So stay tuned for that. Keep on subscribing, keep on liking, keep on commenting, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing / review of these 2 amazing NECA products right here. And without further ado, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.